Again, the fight clock is brought to you by Nichols.
What's going on, Tandemals? It's another amazing episode of the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media, streaming live exclusively here on Twitch. And with me, with a new streak intact, is my right-hand man himself, my legal representation, Jackson Law. Jackson, how the hell are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm not dead from bronchitis. I feel much better now.
Yeah, better that than the better bronchitis than the COVID, though, right?
That's true. That is true. It was not COVID. That's
good. So we're here. We're on a little bit later, a day later than usual. Our producer, Courtney, Don't Call the Plumber, had a traveling mishap that was outside of her control, and where I am now moving into my new digs, and I'm still not done getting settled in or moved in. Like the whole place is still absolute chaos, Jackson Law. But my office is in a good little spot, so I'm not complaining at this point. I've got more room. I'm happier. I'm more comfortable. I got elbow room. Digging it. Absolutely digging it. Oh, man. So, yep, we're a little bit later. Sorry for those that were waiting for us on Wednesday for a Tuesday night at 6:30. We will be back on a regularly scheduled time. But you were also on a pinch because you live stream reactions during NBA Finals Game 1, Suns and Bucks.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just kind of like the perfect storm. We were planning on maneuvering everything and hustling around anyway. But it was moving it to tonight, like doing our show now, and I think our fantasy show will be on after us as well at its normal time also. Not 100% sure on that. But both we had to call an audible. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, we're here now.
Absolutely. So we had a guest on for tonight, Uncle Sam's Reject Gaming, but unfortunately, due to doing the changes around, that's not going to happen tonight. So we're going to reschedule that. And so keep posted on that. We'll let you know when that is coming. Apologies for that mishap, but it happens. But you know what? We've got a lot to cover tonight. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be delayed to 2025. That's going to be a big deal, and we definitely got to talk NBA. We definitely got to talk NHL. The Lightning could close it out tonight, Jackson Law. I mean, the Lightning closing it out on their home ice. I would not be sad to see that happen. During a hurricane. You know what's funny is that I have a new sports package. So I might even jump in on that game as well. I just might jump in on that game a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to watch, Yeah, it'd be totally fun to watch.
Yeah, and especially, game 1 was last night of the NBA Finals. Phoenix taking a 1-0 lead. Chris Paul letting you know what he can do when he's in the finals. Only about a decade or so late, but you finally got there. And I'll tell you the truth, man. I'm calling it right now. I'm thinking we're gonna have Phoenix in 6.
That was my initial pick too. When I started the stream and it was just me last night, and I was just chatting it up with people in the comments. Wanted to know my official prediction. I did Suns in 6. However, I do have I'll call it a bet, but it's more like an agreement that it's with Jared's young son, who is a Bucks fan. If the Bucks do win the title, then I have picked out a Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey. Again, I like jerseys because they're cheaper and they're more socially acceptable to wear when you're just out casually. A jersey really isn't.
Why
unless
not?
You're a super. I just don't see, like, just go on it when it's not game day and you're not in like the heart of the city where the team is, how many times have you seen someone wearing a jersey, especially something like a basketball jersey? A football jersey, I kind of get because of the the shoulders, the sleeves.
Well, see
But a
where I
basketball
live where I live, we don't have an NBA team, so I'm constantly seeing Steeler jerseys.
Yeah,
Constantly.
so I'm just saying, like, an NBA jersey, it doesn't have practicality outside of going to like a sports bar, or if
Someday
like
I'm
that,
gonna
if
own a sports bar.
yeah, or if it's like if it's game day and your team is playing, but you can't go watch them live, like you can't go watch them in person.
All right, I mean, I get you. I mean, I look at it like this. Look, you got the money for it. Put it on. I don't care. Just make sure you clean your pits. Because I ain't trying to be around no fresh submarine sandwiches and, folks that have no good personal hygiene. But that's just me. But, all right. But let's go to Jackson. What's among the top of the top stories in professional sports? And I want to bring producer Courtney in on this because I really want her take on this, because I feel like her take is going to be a bit more profound than ours as males. And that is the Rachel Nichols controversy. Now, for those that haven't really been paying attention, Rachel Nichols, who's, pretty talented in the way of being a sideline reporter in the NBA, she had some stuff to say, Jackson Law, about Maria Taylor, a black woman that also works at ESPN. And the decision was made to have her as the lead sideline reporter during last year's playoffs. And Nichols did not like that at all. And there was a video of her talking to another ESPN analyst.
Yeah, it was okay. So it was who she was talking to. It was LeBron James's PR guy.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's who she was on the phone with, and the reason why, and like you said, is Mariah Taylor. She was getting
Mariah Taylor. I apologize.
Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing her name right, Mariah.
Because it's spelled Maria.
Mariah.
I don't know. Courtney, come in here, help us out here.
I've heard it both ways. So is it like a tomato type thing?
Yeah.
Or is it
help us out, Courtney?
Maria.
I think I heard it as Maria.
All right, see, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I've heard it as Maria. I don't know.
Mariah. I mean, I would think. All right, for whatever reason, our Vendetta Sports Media page is down. I wanted to reference it for this story, but unfortunately, it's showing that it's down.
I've got it up right now. I've got the Christopher Bagdonis article up. I've got it up right now.
All right, cool. Yeah, because for whatever reason, it's not coming up for me on my Chrome, which is upsetting. Let me see if I can bring it up on Edge. I hate. But
while Brian's doing that, to quickly summarize, what happened, because this would have been nice, Tuesday, because I think it broke Monday, or more information came out Tuesday about it. But Rachel Nichols was upset that Mariah Taylor, Miss Taylor, got she got picked as to lead the NBA playoffs. What is it? It's not the jump, because she runs the jump. It's what is it? NBA Countdown? Is that what it's called on ESPN? I really don't care for ESPN, so I don't.
Yeah, me either. I just know it's a pregame show.
Yeah, whatever the pregame show is for the playoffs, and it started last season in the bubble with the finals. It was something that Rachel Nichols had been hosting for years. It's something that she hosted for like 5 or 6 years or something like that, on top of her responsibilities of hosting the jump. And the video in question, people talking about it, it talks about her complaining to LeBron's PR guy about how it's like in her contract that she's supposed to host it, but then she kind of takes another turn, and that's where people are, getting upset.
Well, here's my thing. And Courtney, I definitely want to get your opinion on this, because not only is this woman on woman battling due to a position in the sports world, but it's turning into yet another instance of a Black woman receiving scorn because she's talented. I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, now I don't watch the dreaded 4-letter network. I am not a fan of that network at all. I have stayed away from this network purposefully. But you're not going to be on that network unless you've got some talent behind you. Let's just be real. For me, that's the house Chris Berman built. Let's just be honest. NFL Primetime was the hottest ticket in town for that network for a lot of years, and it grew from there. So you've got to have some skill to be in this broadcast game. So, Courtney, I kind of want to get your perspective on this. Is this an isolated incident, or how par for the course is this from your perspective?
When I heard about it and everything, and then kind of got the details of it, because there's some more stuff going out. One, I think that she's really not going to let her get off easily. How everybody else seems like for example, I watched the Kendrick her live apology with Kendrick Perkins and his name Richard Jefferson, and they were kind of we know you and we know your heart and everything like that. And then I also read that Miss Taylor has, because I don't know how to pronounce her name, has also hasn't responded to her apology. So I'm like, okay, so it must be a little bit deeper than what everyone's making it seem. So I think one, for a woman coming from a woman to going to another woman, that's kind of very crazy that's how you feel, because it's not that many women on ESPN. It's I can only name a few off the top of my hand, and for her to just say that type of thing. And then also too, but I think they're also kind of try to make it more of a race thing, but I also see it as more of a gender thing, because there's not that many women in this industry.
So do you think that this is primarily, and I'm asking you to put yourself in Rachel Nichols' shoes, was this a race thing, or is this woman versus woman cat fight thing? And is it being taken, and if that's the case, then it's being taken to this level because one woman is white and another one is black?
I think it's both, but I mostly see it as right now a race thing, unfortunately. That's how I'm seeing it now. At first, like I said, I feel like it was more of a gender thing, but now I think it's a race thing.
Yeah, because Rachel Nichols was quoted as saying that, well, the only reason why Mariah Taylor, or again, Miss Taylor, I'm just going to say Miss Taylor. I'm just going to say Miss Taylor. The only reason why Miss Taylor got that position during the bubble last season was because ESPN was feeling pressure about putting a black woman or just a black person in general in front of the screen because of the Black Lives Matter movement, which is honestly just false, because I mean, every show that she hosts, the only white people that are popping up on the basketball shows are Wojnarowski and Windhorse, however you say his last name. What's up with ESPN getting these people with weird last names to be their insiders? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But those are literally the only two white people that pop in when it's basketball related issues. Everyone else, you got Richard Jefferson, you got Kendrick Perkins, you got Jalen Rose, you've got all these other African Americans that are up there. So to say that it was pressure, from that, I think is dumb. I am curious though how this is going to play out, and I talked a little bit about Creek's Corner was on the stream with me last night for game one, and we kind of discussed it back and forth that we're curious to see what are the politics that are being played behind the scenes. And when I say politics, I don't mean like, left, right, conservative, liberal, black,
internal,
white. I mean,
like
just work politics, general work politics, because Miss Taylor's contract is supposed to end after the finals or during the finals. Like her contract is up, and the money that she's demanding is Stephen A. Smith level money. It's like $8 million, upwards of $8 to $10 million or something like that. It was reported that she wants, and it's like, hold on. First off, like, time out. I don't like Miss Taylor. You may be awesome, but that's all based on ratings. It's like there's only like two people at ESPN that can demand that bag, and it's Stephen A. and Scott Van Pelt. Those are like the only two people that can throw their weight around and can carry ratings to that level. So those are the only two people that are going to get paid the major bucks. And I don't know what Scott Van Pelt gets paid. I didn't look up his contract, but that's like another twist in this too, because people from both parties are going.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's damn true.
That was probably Trey that said that. Still logged in.
I wonder.
I was like, who is that?
I think it's Trey. I think Trey's logged
Courtney,
in.
if you do start making that kind of money, why don't you hook a brother up with a loan or something? You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'm good for it.
I'm gonna grant it to you.
Oh, I appreciate
that?
I appreciate that. Thank you. See, that's what we need. That's why you want to help folks out. Because when they pass you up on the corporate ladder, you want to make sure they remember you. We can
get the high level StreamYard account.
Right. Exactly.
Go. Yeah, buddy. But I'll tell you the truth. I really feel like this is a case that Rachel Nichols got really, really used to being one of the only women that's really involved with the NBA.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, well, no. And now she's got the sour grapes. And it's sort of bringing out that, I don't want to go so far to call it inherent, but let's just call it what it is. An inherent bias and anger, because this is supposed to be mine. How dare she get that? She only got, and because I've heard that so much in my life. I've heard so many white folks say, well, the only reason why this person got something is because they're black or whatever. In affirmative action. Newsflash. Affirmative action actually helped white women more than it helped anybody black. Look at historical statistics. Those numbers don't lie.
We're gonna get to that.
That ain't my business. That ain't my business. That ain't none of my business. Who Rachel Nichols may or may not have been spending her time outside of professionalism with is not my concern. I don't care.
Jimmy Buckets.
Which is weird.
What does the G stand for? Man gets the buckets.
Hey, I look at it like this. Who she may or may not have slept with, she ain't my sister, she ain't my auntie, she ain't my wife or my girlfriend. So it ain't none of my concern. And if Jimmy Buckets and everybody else, every other male in the NBA are banging these court bunnies in every city they go to, then you know what?
Bunnies, that's new.
Yeah, I just made that one up. You like that?
I do like that.
We know who Courtney's not a court bunny for. We're going to talk about that in a bit, because Courtney is still super anti-Jay Crowder, and he's 3 wins away from a ring. But
he contributed a lot. He went 0 for 8 last night. He contributed a lot.
Hey, he was there to make sure they didn't have to forfeit, okay? That's a big deal. Don't take away from Jay Crowder. But the bottom line is that at the end of the day, I bet you female reporters have so many thirsty ass guys wanting to show up and would just want a chance to sniff what they think might be the essence of their pantyhose. Like, seriously, let's just be real. How many guys went nuts trying to find and download the stuff when Aaron Andrews' information got out there? How many thirsty-ass guys, me included, when they found out Kat Dennings had her stuff leaked before I realized how much of before I clued in, wow, that's a huge invasion of privacy. How dare they? I mean, come on. Rachel Nichols she's going to garner a lot of attention from males and females. And if she chooses to partake for her needs that day, hey, if Wilt Chamberlain is going to get celebrated for banging 12,000, what she does ain't none of nobody's damn business. That's my take. And ESPN is the worldwide leader of drama. The only reason why they have more drama than Vendetta does is because they have a higher paycheck margin. But that's not going to last much longer.
I haven't been able to read it either, but there's been a report about Woj apparently being racist too. Like someone's accusing Woj of being racist.
The thing is, it doesn't surprise me if it comes out that these people are racist. It really doesn't, because sports, especially collegiate sports, is modern day slave trade, except for now they're starting to get paid. And I quote Steam and Willie Beeman when he said, sports is slavery, except the field hands get paid. Why do you think that there's injury reports? So folks can sit there and gamble. You really think they care about, as much as these organizations say how much they love these different players, they could give a damn less. As long as they keep bringing fans into the stands and can play. That's all they care about. As much as the Cincinnati Bengals were so looking forward to Kajana Carter. As soon as he got hurt, what did they do for him? What'd they do? What about Maurice Claret?
Yeah.
Folks get hurt, they get forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they might have something in their contracts that's supposed to protect them in case of injury, but it's pennies on the dollar compared to what they would be earning. And the only time you see these athletes get any sort of love and adoration from these teams is when they've retired and they've given everything that they've got to give of their bodies. That's when, we love him so much. He's so important to this franchise and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, let's see if you say some stuff like that to that third string cat. So no, it don't surprise me if it turns out that Woj is a racist. It wouldn't surprise me. Because it's all a part of a system. This guy's getting paid to sit there and run mouth and get people salivating to the next big thing. Period. I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, granted, as the self-proclaimed HR person, he will have to handle a situation like this at Vendetta. I hope, you know what? I'm going to put together a strong HR package that actually lets people know, look, quit being a thirsty bitch. If there's someone you work with that you're attracted to, don't be a creep about it. Case in point, let's just say we have intern Skippy comes into the company and Skippy gets a crush on Courtney. And he starts getting caught up in some feelings for Courtney. Courtney ain't with it because Skippy is 4'11", about 110 pounds, and we know Courtney likes rugged built cats. She don't want she don't want someone that she can carry around like a baby. She wants someone that can that they can do the Bodyguard. They can reenact scenes from the Bodyguard. But Skippy can't take no for an answer. Now Skippy's gonna have a problem. So I'm gonna lock Skippy in a cage with Courtney, a la X-Men the first movie, and let Courtney just beat the hell out of him, and we're just gonna handle it that way. I don't see a problem with that. Jefferson legal?
Nah, we good.
All right then. Plus, if folks keep trying to pull crap like this at Vendetta, hey, you know how we handle things at Vendetta. I might just have to crack some knuckles and bust some skulls myself.
Cage fight.
That's right. Then, matter of fact, then Courtney can tag me in, and then they have to fight me in the cage. And I don't think they want that. So at the end of the day, look, is Rachel Nichols going to get fired? Probably not. Who wins the Vendetta Battle Royal? Me.
Oh.
I see Bryan Tann winning the Vendetta Royal Rumble. You know, because I'll find a way to get number 27. And then I'll Shawn Michaels that. Like, I'll let everyone think that I got eliminated, but I didn't. And just wait for the last person. As soon as they turn their back to celebrate, I'm just going to turn in and just toss them over the top rope. Now, if I pick number 1, I'm going to find a way to cheat to win. I got to channel my boy Eddie Guerrero. I'll lie, I'll cheat, I'll steal. Would I referee a match between Creed's Corner and Chad? Yes. Yes, I will. If it's a traditional wrestling match, yes, I will. If they want to go MMA style, I'll happily referee that too.
Gotta make it happen now.
We gotta make it happen. Yo, if you guys do, I'll actually take a trip out to Vegas for that. I'll dress up like
for that, you know.
For that,
come on,
I
Bryan.
will. What else am I gonna go to Vegas for? Like, what else is there in Vegas?
It's Vegas.
It's Vegas.
Yeah, and that's where Mo Green died. So what? That's where there was a zombie apocalypse, and Batista tried to go in and get money for his daughter and died.
Tupac got shot in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
That's another reason why. No. Whoa, what's this? What is this in the chat?
What?
Oh, what's the purse gonna look like? Bryan loves BOT. What is BOTW? What is that? What does that stand for? I don't want to see Trey in a freaking Speedo sipping daiquiris. Okay, that's just going to be weird. I don't want to see Trey's pasty pale ass Eastern Pennsylvania / Jersey body. Oh, Breath of the Wild. I do love the Breath of the Wild. I'm all for it. I don't want to see Trey's pasty ass freaking what's it called? The I don't want his Jersey Shore body. I don't want to see the Jersey Shore body. Oh. My son is in the chat. Bryan Jr. is in the chat. I told him he couldn't be upstairs because we were going live. So he said, screw it. I'm getting in the chat.
We're getting rated.
We're getting rated. All right. Bryan Tann Jr. is in the chat, folks. He's down here visiting his dad for the next couple of weeks. Been instrumental in the move process. But nah. So at the end of the day, is Rachel Nichols going to get fired? Probably not. She's a mainstay. If Rachel Nichols would have come out and called Ms. Taylor something way out of pocket,
like is she dropping N-bombs then?
Oh, she's gone. She's gone.
She has to go.
All she did was make the assumption that she only got the gig because of her color. That's it.
And she lashed out in anger and jealousy.
She lashed out in anger and jealousy. She had a Karen moment. She's getting slapped. She's now not going to be involved in the finals at all. And that's all there is.
She's still on the show.
Yeah, she still has her show. She's still making. Oh, am I going to cry tears for Rachel Nichols? No, because her paycheck is bigger than mine will ever be. I'm not even on payroll in the company of the show that I freaking host. My producer makes more than me. I don't cry for Rachel Nichols. ESPN, no, don't say that, Trey, because then ESPN is going to steal your idea. Then you're going to get mad, and then we're going to have to hear you scream about it for like months on end. You're going to have that one vein in the corner of your temple right around here pop out so far that heroin addicts are going to try to shoot you up right in your temple. So don't put that out there in the universe. All right, we're way past our moment, I think. So let's take a quick break and let's talk NBA Finals because Courtney is possibly 3 wins away from having to apologize to her boo-boo, Jay Crowder. We'll be back on the Tanndemonium.
I think he froze.
Streaming all the way live here on Twitch. We'll be back.
The following broadcast is brought to you in association by XP Coffee Company. XP Coffee Company is the fresh brewed coffee made for gamers by gamers. Get amazing flavors like Choco Loco in 8, 12, or 16-ounce bags. Or level up and get Illusion, Isolation, Nightmare, or the Majestic Throne blends in light, medium, or dark roast in whole bean, coarse French press, drip, or fine espresso in 12-ounce, 16-ounce, or 2-pound bags. Wow! Shipping worldwide. If you're in the U.S., go to usa.xpcoffee.co. If you're in Europe or in the UK, go to www.xpcoffee.co. XP Coffee Company, for gamers, by gamers.
All right, we're back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media Network, streaming all the way live here on Twitch. Exclusively as well. You'll get to see us YouTube day after we air, and we'll also be uploading to Anchor for all of your podcasting if you don't want to deal with the video. Make sure you go, if you want to follow Vendetta Sports Media, then go to Facebook, put in Vendetta Sports Media. Follow us on Twitter at, Media Vendetta? Vendetta on Twitter. And make sure you follow us, Vendetta Sports Media, over on Instagram as well. Follow the Tanndemonium Sports Show on Twitter at Tanndemonium VSN. Follow Jackson Law. Was it J Law
1995? Yes, sir.
And Courtney, what's your Twitter again?
It's Plumber Courtney.
Yeah, follow Courtney at Plumber Courtney. Give her some love because she has to deal with our craziness all the time. We go over all the time. So let's talk about the possibility of our super producer, Courtney, don't call the plumber. She might have a little bit of crow to eat in the next couple of days, Jackson Law. And I say because I'm claiming the Phoenix Suns now because you always back the winner. Hey, I've been watching old wrestling, okay? So I'm going back to the school of Bobby the Brain Heenan. You always back the winner. For you kids that don't know who Bobby the Brain Heenan was, he was one of the greatest managers in professional wrestling history and one of the greatest heel commentators in professional wrestling history. Now, I've said, Jackson Law, since the playoffs started, that I thought that the Suns, if they got past the Lakers, that they were going to get it done. And they have been doing it. They beat the Lakers 4-2. They swept NBA MVP Jokic. Is that how you say his name? Did I say it right?
Jokic. Yeah.
Yes.
Jokic.
Yeah. Then they beat the Clippers. They beat the two LA teams that are loaded with money talent. And now here they are playing against Giannis and the Bucks, who everyone was saying, oh, the Bucks won that Drew Holiday trade and blah, blah, blah. We've been saying that the Bucks lost that trade, period, because they gave up so damn much. And now they're down 1-0. Now, yeah, Giannis came in. It was a house of fire. You know, he was like a face. He was like a face tag team getting the hot tag and beating everybody up. But that don't matter. Giannis is amazing in the regular season. But is Giannis a playoff guy? Because Chris Paul is showing what he can do in the finals with this game one.
Yeah, so we talked about it on the stream last night, and really what boiled down to me in game one was the reason why Phoenix won was Phoenix was the more aggressive team. Milwaukee actually outshot Phoenix by a decent margin, specifically from the 3-point line. I mean, like these spreads are not bad. The Bucks shot 45% from the field overall and 44% from three. That's excellent. They made 16 of 36 3-pointers. That's amazing. That's all you could ask for from a team. Well, I mean, you can ask for more, obviously, but it's just like but they only shot 16 free throws and they made 9 of them compared to the Suns, who shot 26 free throws and made 25 of them. And Giannis, I mean, he did his thing. He was aggressive, but he's not the greatest free throw shooter. And he even acknowledged today that, yeah, he clearly knows that everyone makes fun of him for it because the Suns. The Suns, it's just the amount of time that he takes. Like, everyone's been trolling him all playoffs. Like, the Brooklyn Nets, like, on their Jumbotron are putting a clock every time he gets the ball. I mean, it's literally like 12, 13, 14 seconds from the time he gets the ball from the ref.
There needs to be a shot clock.
They called a violation on him. There is supposed to be a time limit for when you can shoot a free throw, and he got a violation called on him. I've never seen that call called in my lifetime. And he got called on a violation because he held the ball for too long when shooting a free throw.
He's afraid to shoot 3 free throws.
But it's just like the people that they really need, the two players the Bucks need to be aggressive and play well to win. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton played well last night, but Drew Holiday is the linchpin, obviously. He played 40 minutes last night, was 4-14 from the field, 0-4 from 3, had 7 rebounds and 9 assists and 10 points. So, I mean, he was short of a triple-double, but it was, it's not like, outside of assists, he really had no impact on the game all too much. And his assignment was it was Chris Paul or Devin Booker, and Devin Booker had 27 and Chris Paul went off for 32.
Yeah, I think that
it's like I don't know. And you and I, we were talking about it earlier, Suns in 6 is looking really good. Although it would be funny if the Suns did win in 4, because Suns in 4 guy would get even more famous.
Suns in 4 guy is awesome. I still love the fact he put it on that guy. Dude, and his boy just stood there like,
I need to see Twitter's reaction to this, because Jamal Murray met up with the Suns and 4s guy, and the dude that the Suns and 4s guy beat the ever living hell out of was wearing a Jamal Murray jersey at the time. So after the show, I'm going to scour Twitter. I'm going to find everybody that I know is a huge Nuggets fan, and I want to see their reactions.
So what was the stat line on Courtney's boo, Jay Crowder?
He had 1 point.
All right. Well, hey.
He was 0 of 8 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. He made 1 of 2 free throws, had 9 boards, 1 block, 2 turnovers, and 2 fouls.
All right. But, hey, that 1 point helped. That 1 point was useful. Put him over.
Yeah, it took it from a 12 to a 13-point game.
Exactly. That's important. That's very important. Oh, here's that picture.
He did have a couple good defensive plays.
Here's that picture that you're talking about right there.
Yeah, there it is. Good. I mean,
hey, defense.
Good for that guy. He's living the American dream. He got really internet famous and then monetized himself to oblivion. Now the man has made who knows how much cash.
Dude, this guy is probably going to start
out of a dude.
Dude, he's going to end up like making he's going to be having a lifestyle where people are just going to follow. He's going to be like Stan Marsh's dad fighting people in the stands at game. Hey, I thought this was America. What the hell? I'm in America. Oh man, but you know what? Even with the less than stellar stat line of Mr. Jay Aloysius Crowder, defense wins championships. Courtney, you have to admit that defense wins championships.
He had a couple good defensive plays last night. I mentioned that.
Got to give him that, Courtney. Come on, you can't give him no love for being a defensive stalwart.
No.
Can a brother get some love, Courtney Plummer?
Only thing I can say, thank you, Jay Crowder. My symbol is going up. That's it. That's all I can say. Other than that, nope.
Love it.
Woo!
Love it.
Man, my sister's riding and dying. I love it. The only female I know that's his ride or dies, Courtney Plummer, is Letty Ortiz Toretto.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, and I had to go to a fictional character. I love it. Oh man. So let's stay in the basketball world. what's up with Jimmy Buckets and a certain noise complaint, Jackson Law? And he answers the door practically butt naked except for a Speedo. Talk about, I was working on my ball handling. He's almost as bad as my brother from the UFC. Talk about, why take off your shorts? My balls was hot.
Yeah, so that is potentially because going back to Rachel Nichols, speaking of her, that she potentially hooked up with Jimmy Butler in the bubble. really getting the inside scoop there with Jimmy G. What does the G stand for?
Getting that bucket.
It's buckets.
All I know. I love the fact that you said getting that inside source.
I know what I said.
Getting that inside source. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, Jackson Law, put up your right hand. Give yourself a self high five.
High five me on the stream right
top,
there.
Up top.
There we go. There we go.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And I can hear my son downstairs right now. That's what she said.
Yeah. Okay. A high five wasn't as good as the makeout session between Trey and Chickster, but we'll take it.
It's all good. Well, that's what hey, Trey doesn't answer his door in Vegas. We know what's going on. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
And he's practicing his ball handling.
There you go. All I know is this. I'm not going to say too much about Trey and what he does with his ball handling because I'd like to make some payroll at some point. And I know Trey can be a vindictive ass movo. So I'm just going to mind my P's and Q's. He's the boss for a reason. And this is something. So here's something else I want to bring up. U.S. sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson has been suspended for a month after failing a drug test. Now, she was just smoking weed, Courtney. Just smoking weed.
That's some weed, little weed. Never hurt nobody.
It's just weed.
Not to mention the fact that it's good for your pain management. The Olympic Committee, the Olympic Committee has just proven so many times just how out of control and stupid they really are. And just how out of touch they are. I mean, they're trying to ignore COVID protocols to force the Olympics to go through. Then they're saying that they don't want anything political. Now, granted, the Olympics have always tried to shy away from politics and tried to make it about the sports. But the Olympics has also been one of the most popular foregrounds of political protest. Now, this. Jackson, is it time for the Olympic Committee to be held to task for some of the crap that they've done, not just in the court of public opinion, but period? Is it time for the Olympic Committee to start coming under fire about how they do things? Because one of the last times that this happened, that the Olympic Committee was held under fire for how they treated athletes, was back in the 70s with Steve Prefontaine.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Olympic Committee's train. Sorry, people.
You know what?
Why don't
you know what? Why don't we pause on that? Why don't we pause on your response? Let's take another break. We're about, since we were a little bit over, let's take our break now so we can go strong in the final out for our final segment and give us your thoughts on that. We'll be back on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here, streaming live exclusively on Twitch and broadcasting with the Vendetta Sports Media Network. We'll be right back.
The following is brought to you in partnership by Symbol. Symbol is a new sports marketplace where you can trade shares of professional teams like stocks. You love sports. You interested in fantasy sports without the weekly annoyance of fantasy league upkeep? Then Symbol's the app for you. With Symbol, fantasy sports is going to a whole other level. How it works is simple. You buy Symbol shares for your favorite sim teams on the app. When your sim team wins, you get automatic cash deposits, and you don't lose any money when they lose. That's it. So if you follow trends across football, basketball, and baseball, and you think your team is a sleeper, simply invest in your favorite sim teams on Symbol and watch your virtual portfolio prove you right or wrong. And if you want to get in on the action right away, Vendetta Sports Media's got you covered. Go to symbol.app/vendetta and use our exclusive promo code VENDETTA, and you'll get a $10 bonus when making your first deposit. Symbol, taking fantasy sports to a whole other level.
And we're back on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media Network, streaming live on Twitch. Make sure you check us out make sure you check out Vendetta Sports Media all over social media at media_Vendetta on Twitter, Vendetta Sports Media on Facebook, Vendetta Sports Media on Instagram. Matter of fact, I believe it's even Vendetta Sports Media on TikTok, where you can see Trey Daubert himself getting his freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. See him get it done in his Speedo while he's in Vegas. And make sure especially you check out our sponsors this week. Much love and thanks to Monkey Knife Fight. Go to monkeyknifefight.com as long as you're within a state that allows online sports gambling. And if you use our promo code Vendetta, they will match you dollar for dollar up to $100 if you use our promo code Vendetta. And hey, get ready. This is going to be a big betting week, period. We've got the NHL Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 5. Is that tonight or tomorrow? And then you've got to have Game 2 of the NBA Finals coming up this week. So get on there.
And you got the Copa America Cup. I think that the finals on Saturday, and Sunday is the Euro Championship.
And that's what's up.
Italy and England.
Get on there now. But if you would rather do individual stock sharing on your teams, then go to symbol.app and use our promo code Vendetta for your very first deposit to get an extra $10 on your deposit. And I was actually getting some of Adam's, what was it, Adam? Yeah, it was Adam's input on Symbol. Actually, it was yesterday, where he was saying that if you're looking to buy the New York Sim Jets, they're a little overpriced at $40 a share. However, if you're going to sit like I'm doing, because I've been sitting on the Jets since Symbol first partnered with us, hey, it's not too bad. I've actually doubled my portfolio, Jackson Long, because I bought them when they were under 20. Like I bought them when they were $18. Now they're worth 40.
Yeah, I was looking at the Symbol market like earlier during the break because I was like, I need to hop on Symbol. It's been a while since I've been on there. Everything has exploded. It's like there's only like maybe 3 or 4 teams that are under $40.
That's insane.
One of them is the Raiders, and they're still like $37-$38. The only Sim NFL team that is still in the outhouse when it comes to their price is the Texans, and I mean rightfully so. It's the Texans. They're like 26. They're not.
Yeah, I mean what's crazy though is that if they do end up trading, that is true. I do check out Krieg's Corner. When I'm able to do so, I definitely check out Krieg's Corner. A lot of amazing content there. And I love that some cheese. I love it. Those are 2 of my favorite shows other than the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media. But I'll say this as well. Symbol is really blowing up, and you definitely want to get in on it now because as training camp comes up, it's going to go up even higher. And we're going to have Josh Taylor on next week, and we're going to be talking NFL training camp. Granted, it's going to be a focus on the Steelers because that's what I do, but we're going to be talking NFL training camp, period. Josh Taylor, Pittsburgh sports media icon, will be joining us live next week on the Tanndemonium Sports Show. All right, Jackson, the train is passed. Give us your thoughts on this Olympic Committee because we got one comment in the private chat. All the Olympic Committee is just a bunch of old dudes that think that they can just police everybody.
It is, and it's at the national level and the international level too. It's the Olympic Committee that made the decision to where athletes can't wear like Black Lives Matter or any of that material. Also, they sent out memos. You can't get up there on a podium somewhere. You get a mic in front of you and say Taiwan's a country, free Hong Kong, or mention what's happening to Muslims in internment camps in China, or genocide that's happening anywhere else in the world. You can't mention any of that stuff because they're like, no, TV ratings in under these regimes are more important to us than, basic human rights. But I digress. But as specifically for the USA Olympic Committee, I'm gonna. Can you say the woman's name again, because I'm gonna butcher it.
Yeah, sure. Let me pull it up because I scrolled down to get some more of the information.
Sha'Carri
Richardson.
Okay, I'm gonna call her Miss. I'm gonna call her Miss Richardson. Right?
You know what? I want us to talk about a female athlete whose last name is Jackson. So when you try to say her name and mess it up, I can say Miss Jackson because you're nasty.
I'll say sorry, Miss Jackson. I can't say your first name.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, for real.
Listen to a lot of Outkast recently. Anyway, it's summertime. They're a great listen for when you're at the pool. But the state that Miss Richardson lives in, it's legal there. It's starting to be lessened across the board for other sports, and yeah, it helps with stress. It helps with the pain, and if it hurts anybody, it only hurts the individual. And that's an if. And the studies have come out that unless you're just sitting around and smoking it constantly, nonstop, all day, just hitting the bong like every 5 minutes and then like chugging the water or something. I don't know.
Right.
You've got to smoke.
Then you're fine.
You've got to smoke at minimum your body weight for it to be dangerous. Exactly. And that's impossible to do. Even Smokey from Friday can't smoke that much.
And it's just, you feel bad for her because, she really blew up because I think if I remember it correctly, like her mother passed very recently before her run, and she ran and she qualified, and she's kind of become like a superstar on Twitter. Like after that happened, I feel like I definitely hadn't heard of her before her run, and then after the fact, I was all about her. I'm like, all right, go to Tokyo, go win it, go do your thing.
And I think that's
make the USA proud.
Why. And that's part of the reason why she's getting too much clout, she's getting too much power, and they want to knock her down the peg. Yeah, we already had one black woman turn away from the flag when she got her medal.
Yeah, Miss Richardson, and then I forget the other woman's name, but she ran with Cool Ranch Dorito earrings. I thought that was cool. That was a big baller move. You compete in your track and field event, and you qualify for the Olympics, and you're wearing Cool Ranch Dorito earrings, and then you get a sponsorship from Doritos after you qualify. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
See, none of these companies will want to sponsor me because I can't eat their products. I can't eat Doritos. Unless they make a gluten-free Dorito, I can't eat it. Although I will say this.
They have gluten-free Oreos now. You could hit up Oreo.
Get you some mayo.
Why you got to tell me that? Why you got to tell me about the gluten-free
And dude, I'm going to tell you, the
Oreos,
gluten-free Oreos, you literally cannot tell the difference.
Trey's still waiting exactly on DDP yoga. I don't, you know what? I bet you.
Okay. That's her name.
I'll tell you the truth, man. There's a lot of things in the gluten-free food market that taste no different than their gluten.
They've stepped up the game. They've stepped up their game in the past 2 years.
Gluten-free and dairy-free stuff has really stepped. Last night, I took my son, my granddaughter, and Sharon out for ice cream. Ladies were looking at you. My son, the comedian, folks. My son told me today he wants to be a comedian. So I let him have the day off because he's been a trooper since he got here, because I picked him up on Friday. We started moving on Saturday. And he's been a trooper the whole time. And we've been working out. Mm-hmm. We both ran our first mile yesterday together. My big ass ain't run a mile, and I don't remember when. And I ran a mile with my son yesterday. And so today I told him, you know what? You get a break. You get a break. So you know what he was doing today? He's been watching Gabriel Iglesias stand up because he's studying to become a comic. I'm going to be the dad of the next big comedian. I am pumped. He's going to come up with a shtick. He's going to get famous for it. And I'll be like, that's my son. He started out making fun of folks by making fun of me. That's my son. I couldn't be prouder of you, duder. Couldn't be prouder. And yeah, what's up, Lays? Where's your gluten-free version? I want to be able to not eat just one of yours again, Lays. But no, I took my son, Sharon, and my granddaughter to go get ice cream because there's an ice cream place where I live at now that I've always driven by, like before I moved over here, but I never went to, and it was always crowded. And they actually had an oat milk option. And I was so excited, and it was on point. Like, I'm trying real hard not to go back again for at least a week or so.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the gluten-free Oreos, it's game-changing. Game-changing.
All right, man, we're gonna have to see about that. I'm gonna have to see about getting me some, and I'm gonna have to do a full-on report here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show on a new segment that we're gonna call Brian Tan Eats.
That's just a new podcast that you're gonna make.
I guess so, man. That's gonna be 3 podcasts now. I do. That'll be 2 on Vendetta, and 1 that's indie. All right, so beginning today, the NCAA is going to allow athletes to get paid for their NIL, name, image, and likeness. So I saw a tweet from Ryan Clark that said, hey, so can I start interviewing for Dabo's job? Because Dabo Sweeney said if they ever start paying student athletes, he's retiring. Well, Dabo, the hell on. Why do these white men have such a problem with athletes getting paid? They're making all this money being coaches. They ain't doing nothing. They're coaches. And these white men sit on these boards of directors for these universities, making multi-millions upon multis of millions upon multis of millions, but controlling what these kids can and can't do. Why do these old men got problem with folks making money?
Because that's not the way it was done when they were growing up. And something about amateurism or whatever in the purity of the sport.
There's no such thing.
No one cares about that. Okay, like listen, man. These are grown adults. They may not always act like it, but
once you turn 18,
you are legally an adult. Let these kids make some money off their name, image, and likeness. Okay, right. Courtney even brought up before we started the show that Master P's son landed a $2 million deal.
Now, granted,
and you got even like D2 and D3 athletes that are signing deals. Portnoy created a whole nother wing of Barstool and started scooping up every Joe, Dick, and Harry that would just tweet at him. And it's like, hey, you need like a D3 wrestler? Portnoy's like, sure, why not? Gets him a contract, signs him. Dude's going to get paid now. He's a D3 wrestler and he's going to get paid now. Had no chance of monetizing himself until this moment. And you know what? Kudos to all these kids. You know, they can, and it's something that I've been arguing forever. It's like, so I live in Arkansas, so I get a lot of Razorback news. There's a barbecue place in Fayetteville that sponsored everyone that's on the Hogs offensive line. It makes sense. So it's like, but yeah, they gave them a sponsorship deal. So they're all going to appear in ads and they're going to make money off their name, image, and likeness. And it's like,
and as they should.
As they should. It's like even a small D1 school like my alma mater, Arkansas State, you know, there's local restaurants in town that make good money and would love to incorporate these student athletes in their ad campaigns to try to get some more revenue, try to, you know, make a better connection with the school. And it's like, well, why not? Why not let the kid get paid a couple $100 or $1,000 or $2 to let someone take his picture and put it up and he just say, you know, I like Joe's Pizza Place or something like that. I don't know. Just let him do it.
Exactly.
I agree 100%. And I'll tell you the truth, at the end of the day, especially when it comes to video games, if you're putting these kids in these games, they need to be getting some money for it. I still remember getting into an argument with a guy at a job. I was a supervisor, and he was saying he hated Ed O'Bannon. And I said, wait a second. You talking about 1993 NCAA tournament champion Ed O'Bannon from UCLA Bruins? Yeah, because of him, I don't have my NCAA games anymore. Selfish punk. And I was like, so let me get this straight. You got a problem with a man who a university made tons of money off his name and his likeness and his talent. And you have a problem with him getting paid for that. Yeah, he was in college. He doesn't deserve money. I looked at him and was like, you know what? I told him flat out, you need to walk away from me right now. Because
wasn't it Dave Webster that said that he was like scrounging around loose change on the street so he could go get a meal from McDonald's while he was while he was playing? Like, that shouldn't happen.
Well, Dabo can kiss my ass, Adam. Dabo can kiss every single part of my black ass. Coach K can clean my taint with his tongue.
Yo, my freshman year, I had like athletes next door to me, and he used to always be in my room trying to get food. And I'm like, dang, like their stipend wasn't like nothing.
And that's the
like
problem.
Nothing.
There's no way that these kids should be starving while they're making the university so much money.
If the NCAA found out that like they could confirm that on this date at this time you gave like a fruit roll up to a basketball player, then that player loses their scholarship. They're suspended. And it's like, are you kidding me?
That is just wrong.
It is the stupidest rule ever. Why wasn't it until 2021 when we figured this out? Okay, because you have someone like Olivia Rodriguez who just graduated from high school and has a #1 selling album on the charts. She just graduated high school and she's getting bank because she monetized herself. She has a talent that she uses and makes money, makes a life for herself and her family. Why can't these kids do it the same? Because 95% of them aren't going to make it pro. Let them make as much money as they can right now to help support them and make it their life just that much easier in college, especially when you consider that most of these kids come from poor communities. Is when you're looking at kids like what's his name? Trevor Lawrence. He was talking about the whole reason why we needed college football back was because a lot of those players come from at-risk communities, and it's like they need to be at school because it's the safest place for them. They don't want to be there. They're trying to get out of those places. They're trying to bring themselves up. They're trying to elevate their status in life, and they can't do that. And the NCAA was squashing them from doing that by making billions upon billions of dollars off their back. It is about damn time that these kids start getting paid.
Exactly.
I agree.
You know what? My cat Delphine agrees. See? Yeah,
I love cats.
Did.
Like a lot of them were saying like, oh, I can't wait to get out the dorm so like my stipend can be more. And I'm just like, it's still not enough money for what y'all do. Like there's no time for you to get a job.
Right. Well, they don't even let them have jobs, do they?
I
No.
don't think so. No.
I think you can have like a job on campus maybe through the school, but that's it. And it's
and
low
when
pay.
do you have time for that? When do you have time for that?
It's minimum wage and it's a few hours a week, if that. Because that's what the small community college that I went to. That's how it was for like basketball players and wrestlers, but it was minuscule.
And then you still got to study.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to make the grade. You still got to practice. You ain't got time. And if you're putting in all this time, energy, and effort for the university and to line the pox of people who wouldn't even condescend to come to your home, why the hell should you not be getting some of that money? F that. No, it's a crime that it's taken this long. And the worst part about it, is that the NCAA could have handled this 5 to 10 years ago. Did not have to go to court. 20 years ago, they could have handled this amicably. Mm-hmm. But no. All the NCAA is just another form of the mafia. They're trying to make all the money, keep the field hands from getting anything. But then they want to sit there and try to say, oh, well, what about these lesser schools? You made them lesser schools. There was a time that football was nowhere near the level of sport as baseball it was. There was a time that football wasn't even close to being as big of a sport as track. The biggest sports in America 100 years ago was track and baseball. There's a point in time when basketball was below hockey. But because people were starting to get into these sports and you were going into places where the people had the most talent, you pulled them in. That's what made these sports the big sports. And it's damn well time you start paying NCAA assholes. To quote Dwayne Jones, who played Alvin Mack, 1993, the program, NCAA assholes. Well, you're paying up now, aren't you? So, real quick, Jackson Law, I know that hockey isn't really your wheelhouse, but I'm gonna call it. Tampa Bay Lightning wins it. Tampa Bay Lightning wins it.
In a hurricane. During a hurricane, rocking them like a hurricane.
Damn right.
I see myself out.
Dude, your kid isn't even 2 yet, and you're throwing dad jokes out there like
please,
David,
dude.
Like David firing a slingshot at Goliath.
When I found out that my wife was pregnant, I just felt this like spirit like come over me, and I blacked out. And when I woke up, I had really short khaki shorts on, those like white and blue Nikes, and like some New Balance and some tall socks. And I just flipped on a grill one day and was a grill master, man. Like everything turning perfectly.
Jackson Law was dressing like the dads from Edward Scissorhands. Who the hell are you talking about?
I opened up my side drawer, and there's like a load of fanny packs in there. I'm like, how the hell did those get in there?
He said he had a fanny pack for every day of the week, like he was Dwayne Johnson back in 1992.
I did get a Grizzlies fanny pack one night. They had a 90s throwback night, and the item of the game they handed out was a fanny pack. So I have carried that around a few times.
So Jackson, my proclamation that I am going to start becoming super sports guy. I believe that starts in a month with the NFL preseason. Is that correct?
Super sports guy Bryan.
That's when it was starting it, right? So I can sort of ignore baseball for another 6 months, and I can just offhand find out what happens with the NBA and NHL. I have to start caring when training camp in the preseason hits for the NFL. Yeah,
I think training camp's like the middle of this month, towards the end of this month.
The middle toward the end. Yeah, rookies are going to be. I think the rookies are going to be reporting in the next 2 weeks. I think.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like on Twitter and stuff. There's been like a lot of like player pressers and stuff. So I know OTAs was a few weeks ago, but now it's fixed to be the real deal. We're going to get into the full swing, and oh baby, I'm excited.
I'm pretty pumped as well. So make sure you guys join us next week here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show, live Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. And yeah, we're gonna be talking to Josh Taylor of he's been on 93.7 The Fan here in Pittsburgh. He's also been with on KDKA here in Pittsburgh as well, doing the sports there. He was on there with us last month talking sports. He's coming back on again. And he's made it a point. He's going to come on the show once a month, especially during the NFL's football season. And we're going to be talking NFL. And if you guys missed Josh's last appearance, go back into the archives and check it out, man, because it was great. Actually, it was early June, our first show in June. It was our first live show, I believe it was, where he came in. And he actually took me to task when I was talking trash on Bob Nutting and the Pittsburgh Pirates ownership.
That was funny.
Hey, you know what's great? You want to know what makes me one of the best show hosts, not just here in Vendetta, but on the planet of all time, is that I don't mind when a guest takes me to task. I don't mind because it makes for great show. Just goes you to show the ABCs of awesome me, baby. I got to pat myself on the back. Self high five. Anyway, we'll be back next week. We're going to be talking NFL. We're going to be talking about Tampa Bay Lightning and their victory, their Stanley Cup victory. We'll probably have hockey guy Trey on to talk a little bit of it, although he was lately told to stay in his lane.
Ooh.
Yeah. I want to talk to Trey about that. Told to stay in his lane by the same fella that you and I were beefing with for a little bit earlier this year, Jefferson Legal.
Okay.
Yeah. Big G. Called out Trey, the hockey guy. So we'll talk to Trey a little bit about the Lightning Canadiens final. We'll talk some more of the Suns and the Bucks, and we'll be talking NFL, and we'll probably be talking Olympics as well. Thank you so much for watching us and getting in with us 24 hours late, streaming live, broadcasting live exclusively on Twitch. Make sure you check us out on Vendetta Sports Media on Twitch. If you have Prime, please take the time to subscribe to us, and you just update it once a month, and it helps us out tremendously, and we appreciate it very, very much. Make sure you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Vendetta Sports Media. Help your favorite Renegade Sports Media network keep the lights on virtually. Make sure you follow us. Go to vendettasportsmedia.com to get all of our content, all of our podcasts, all of our articles. And hey, you might even get Trey have a conniption because he's outposted the entire company by himself again. You never know. Much love to Monkey Knife Fight and Symbol for sponsoring the show. Go to monkeyknifefight.com. Use our promo code Vendetta Sports Media. Use our promo code Vendetta, and they will match you dollar for dollar up to $100 on your bets. Bet on the hockey game tonight. It starts in 10 minutes. Bet on the finals game. It's going to be tomorrow night.
Do it now.
Do it now. Now, goddammit, now. And much love to XP Coffee Company, the coffee made for Jackson Law, but not by Jackson Law. I wish I made that coffee. What are you going to be streaming up? What are you going to be streaming next, Jackson? Because every time you say in the Slack, who has Left 4 Dead 2 or Left 4 Dead? And I say, I do.
But you're never available. You're never available.
Why don't you do it when I'm available, man?
Because the times I'm available, you're not available.
Well, I'm a star. You got to accommodate me. No, you don't. Hopefully, at some point, we can get on this game together. Do you ever play? Because can't you co-op State of Decay 2?
I'll get it.
Yeah, you can co-op State of Decay 2, can't you?
Yeah.
Because we could co-op State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
We could co-op Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Matter of fact, can't you cross-platform Dying Light? Because I've been playing Dying Light on Steam.
Maybe.
We'll get
it figured out.
Why don't we start streaming NBA 2K21?
Because the game is garbage.
Fair enough. You know what? One of y'all has to teach me how I can live stream because I want to do a thing where, and maybe it'll keep me accountable for playing the game. I'm doing because I'm getting bored with my career. So I'm just starting to do my league. And I'm doing the, what's that thing called? Because I like to build my own team. So I do the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So guess who my number one pick was? Spencer Dinwiddie. Because the Nets leave him unprotected. And then I get mad because someone either drafts Bol or he's pulled out of the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me mad because I like Bol. I was a big fan of Manute Bol, and I'm a fan of Bol. And then every time I get Taco Fall, he's so slow. It's like horrible. And I always end up getting Robin Lopez, the shaggy-haired Lopez twin.
Yeah.
And he is rugged in that game. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, by the way, just for you guys know, in gaming news, we're going to talk about this when we're going to have our gaming guests on, but we're going to fix that for later. Long story short, GTA 6, I already said it, it's been delayed till 2025. Basically, they want to make GTA 6 bigger than GTA 5. Jackson Law, are you going to go back and revisit GTA 5? I know I've been thinking about it.
I've thought about it, but I'm still in on Mass Effect right now, so
I need to get back into Mass Effect for sure. Now, what about this Nintendo mini console?
Nintendo mini console.
I mean, the Nintendo mini console still on the table for Vendetta Gaming. Nintendo is still considering whether to continue its series of mini consoles. I still haven't gotten one.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten one either.
I need one.
I did get a copy of OG Dungeon Master for my Super Nintendo. That's been really fun. Did you ever play that?
I believe I have. I do need to get that. That was fun. There was a Dungeon Master game that was on original NES that somebody got me when I was like a little kid, and I haven't been able to find it. And I love that game. It was one of my favorite. It was my first role playing game. It was a text dungeon crawler.
Yeah, it's a dungeon crawler, but it's like 3D-ish. It was like 87, 88, I think this one came out.
Yeah, I might have had that on my NES. Oh, speaking of which, if you have with your Xbox Games with Gold this month on the 16th, you'll be able to get that Midway Classics, which is gonna include which one was it? I know it's a game that I really, really want. I gotta find it again. Hold on, give me a second, then we're gonna end because I haven't had dinner yet, and I still gotta run my son through his bag drills. Hold on.
I just found my my Wii and my DSi at my mom's house.
Oh man,
Nice.
I'm like, oh, I should take that.
I'm super jelly right about now. Let me see. Games with Gold, July 2021. Yeah, Midway Classics. Yeah, Midway Arcade Classics. Midway Arcade Origins. And I'm trying to find what's some of the games that it's on it. What's that say it was? Midway Arcade Origins. There we go. And now that has Arch Rivals, the old arcade basketball game where you're just housing cats, punching them in the face. And they had Dennis Rodman before Dennis Rodman started doing his hair. Defender 1, Defender 2, Championship Sprint, Bubbles, Pit Fighter. You remember? You two are too young for Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter was one of the first stop motion games in the style of Mortal Kombat, where it's literally pit fighting. And there's actually a wrestler where he body slams people and goes, "The best." It is so cool. They got a kickboxer that does like this jumping double roundhouse kick, and then they have a third degree black belt that starts throwing hands, and he's like, "Do do 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 do, whatcha!" It's freaking awesome. And Rampage, Jackson Law, the game where you can play as a giant werewolf, ape, or
I remember
Godzilla-like lizard and destroy stuff. I mean, it's a lot. So make sure if you have Games with Gold, pick up Midway Arcade Origins. You got to get it. So with that being said, that's all we got for this week. She's Courtney Plummer. He's Jefferson Legal. I'm Brian Tann. We'll see you guys Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. with our special guest, Josh Taylor. And we're going to have the boss, Trey Daubert, plus or minus in his little string bikini. Good night.